Haven't we done a great job? Look how clean the glass is. Thank you for your help.
That's okay.
Holly and I have just cleaned Satan's enclosure. I know you've all seen Satan before. You saw him eat some yabbies, and some people didn't like it because they thought it was a bit cruel for the yabby to get munched up by a reptile. But let me just tell you now, right around the world every day, millions of yabbies get munched up by fish and nobody cares. Ants get stood on by people and nobody cares. Why is the yabby any different? Have you got a bit of koala bear syndrome? Because they're a little bit cute, they deserve to be a little bit more respect? I don't know. But in the food chain, they are a natural part of the food chain, and they're right at the bottom. And I tell you what, I'm glad I'm not a yabby. Are you a yabby?
No.
No. Someone told me once that I was a yabby. They reckon I was all tail with a head full of shit. Do you reckon that sounds right?
No.
Did I swear?
Yes.
Whoops. Anyway, we've done a great job here with Satan, haven't we? Can you see him?
Yes, but I can see his bum.
Hey?
I can see his bum.
You can see his bum.
Yes.
Satan's asleep, but we can see his bum apparently. This time of the year, blue-tongued lizards like to hibernate. They go underground. Outside, here in northeast Victoria, they'll hide under leaf litter, they'll crawl under rocks, they'll just go anywhere underground to stay as warm as they can. And that's not very warm, but it's warmer than being out in the frost.
Yeah.
That's called hibernating.
Like the bears.
Like the bears, that's exactly right, aren't you? Give me a high five.
I've seen it on a book.
You saw it in a book. Did you watch the book or did you read the book?
We read the book.
You read the book. Well, the blue-tongued lizards, they don't actually hibernate quite like bears, okay? Bears build a hole, I think it's called a den. They go underground for the whole winter. They take food in there with them and then they stay there and go to sleep and eat and sleep and whatever. The blue-tongues, they will just go to sleep. They can't control their body temperature, okay? So they go to sleep and they sleep until the sun comes out and they warm up a little bit. If we get a really warm day in the middle of, say, July or August, which is our winter here in Australia, if we get a nice warm day, say 18 or 20 degrees Celsius, they'll come back out and just lay in the sun and warm their body up a little bit. But they usually won't eat because they know it's going to get cold again. When the spring gets here and the days are consistently warm, that's when they come out and they start eating and eating more freely. Do you know what they like to eat?
What?
They're omnivores. I bet you've never heard that word before, have you?
No.
So I'm guessing you don't know what an omnivore is? Well, an omnivore is any sort of living creature that eats vegetables and meat. Okay? A meat eater, like a fox or a wolf in America, or a cat, they are carnivores. They're carnivorous, they only eat meat.
Deers are. Like,
No.
Reindeers are. They eat carrots.
Yeah, but carrots aren't meat, carrots are vegetables. So, that makes them herbivores. So a carnivore eats meat, and a herbivore, like the reindeer, eats the carrots. Is that right?
And a rabbit.
Well, what do you think a rabbit is?
I don't know.
And I don't know. A rabbit's a herbivore because he eats grass, or he eats grass.
And carrot.
And carrot, that's exactly, and celery and lettuce and all sorts of herbs, things that grow. Whereas a carnivore eats things that live, carrion, which is rotting meat. An omnivore eats both. So in the wild, the blue-tongued lizard, the carnivorous side of him comes out. He'll eat small mice, baby mice, crickets, grasshoppers, cockroaches, snails. They love snails. Yabbies, as the people that didn't like me feeding them saw. But they also eat grass, they eat clover, different sorts of little bushes and vegetation and stuff. They like to eat greens as well, meat and veggies. So they're omnivorous, if there's such a word. They're omnivores.
Yeah.
If I was a carnivore, what do you think I'd eat?
Both.
I'd eat you. No, but I wouldn't. I'd eat you with veggies because I'm an omnivore. I eat both. That's exactly right. I'll tell you something else that's really fascinating about the lizard. The blue-tongued lizard is a skink. Do you remember our old lizards that we used to have, the bearded dragons that used to climb up high on the sticks and hold their head up in the air?
Yeah.
Dragons like to get their heat from above. They get the heat, the direct sunshine, straight down on the back of their neck, on their back, and that warms their blood up and it makes them warm and active. Skinks, such as the blue tongue, which is a skink from the skink family, they get their heat from underneath. As a result, we've got a heat mat down here, which I've got turned off. The heat, I'm turning it off because he's hibernating. The heat mat gives the skink warmth from underneath because that's where they like to get their warmth. So skinks generally have short legs and move real flat along the ground, whereas dragons have longer legs, can lift their chest up like they're doing push-ups, and they bob their head up and down when they're trying to intimidate other skinks, and they look like lunatics.
They're like nodding their heads till they're doing that.
We need some Metallica in the background. Dun, 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 dun. But it's true, skinks, such as the blue-tongued skink, they like to get the heat from below. So they sit on the hot rocks and stuff. Now because he's hibernating, I'm trying to keep his environment in there, which is that little area. I'm trying to keep his little world in there as natural as possible. So I've got the heat mat turned off. Because if you go outside today, when it's really cold, it's only 11 degrees Celsius outside, how many hot rocks are there?
None.
They're all cold, aren't they?
Yeah.
So why would he want a hot rock in a cold environment? It just wouldn't be natural, would it? So we've got to keep the mat cold to match the environment, because we're trying to mimic, which means copy, the environment that is outside at the moment. So does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Does that all make sense? Yeah? You know the worst part about the blue-tongued lizard or the blue-tongued skink? The fact that he likes to get his warmth from the bottom, you know what the worst part about that is?
What?
Where do you think is nice and warm and flat on a sunny day? The road.
Mm-hmm.
And they go out on the road and they lay there and they get their warmth from underneath, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at? Someone's up to no good. They get their warmth from underneath. Listen, stop being distracted. You're like a bloody hyperactive kid. You're a dog in. Hey? What the hell is that? What the hell? What are you doing here? Hey! Jaffa! Come here. Look. Can you see in there? What can you see? This is Jaffa. Jaffa's a meathead. Right? Are you a meathead? We're just talking skinks. I was just telling Holly how the blue-tongued skink likes to get their warmth from underneath, but the unfortunate part about that is that they like to sit on the road and get the warmth off the warm road, and then they get run over by cars. But anyway, I think we better get the dog outside. We better turn Satan's light back off. I'm sorry I can't bring Satan to show you this time. You probably won't see Satan for another 3 months, 3 to 4 months, because he's asleep. If you get a warm day, he may come out once or twice and just look for the heat mat, in which case I'll go and turn it on. But on the whole, what's that crazy Jack? Come here, you crazy dog. Sit here with Holly. But on the whole, he'll be asleep, but hopefully you'll see him again next spring when things warm up and he's a bit more active and he's feeding again. I'll get him out and I'll take him out in the sun and get some more video footage. Alright, you guys say goodbye?
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye, Jaffa. Yeah, crazy lunatic. Holly, come here for a minute. Quick. Holly, check this out. Would you believe, after all that talk about Satan being asleep and not coming out, and he only comes out a couple of times during the winter, he's come out now. Look, there he is. He's just come out from underneath that plant just to see what's going on. That's amazing, isn't it? It's exciting, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Why do you think he come out?
Because he wants to stay awake a little bit.
I reckon because this light hasn't been on for a few weeks now, I reckon because we turned the light on and we cleaned the window and just all the disturbance has probably just woken him up. He's come out for a look, but you know what?
What?
Whether it's a snake or a lizard, this time of the year, you never pat a reptile. If you've got a snake that's asleep, don't touch him, because if you go and pat him now, he will hiss. He won't bite because he's only a blue-tongued lizard, but they don't like it. So you better leave them alone, eh?
Mhm.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome.